very important things that we've been hearing is timing. Your timing is very important. We know if you do stagecraft or if you've done anything on stage, you know that the timing in delivering a line is important. Well, the timing in delivering your speech, in starting and ending your speech on time, or starting and ending your meeting on time, is critically important. And each speech in our manuals comes with a time frame. And you have 3 to 5 minutes, or 5 to 7 minutes, or 10 to 20 minutes. Out there in the big world, sometimes you have 1 hour and 20 minutes. Barbara Strastis was just sharing with us that she's giving a presentation that's 1 hour and 20 minutes long. That's a long time to talk. To help us along and understand both the importance of timing and how we regulate time here in Toastmasters is Toastmaster Mary Beth Rim.
How many of you like to talk? We're Toastmasters, right? But how many of us go on and on and on and on? I've done it a few times. It's so important in Toastmasters. The role of the timer is probably one of the most important roles. Why? You really, first of all, you need to know how much time you have to speak. Why is that? Because we could sit here, I could tell you all about time for the next hour. But Brooke would not be very happy with me because we want to be out of here early tonight, right? But I could go on and on and on and just talk about whatever. But you need to know your time. In Toastmasters, prepared speeches are approximately between 5 to 7 minutes. So you have about 5 to 7 minutes to talk about all of your points that Mary was talking about earlier. So when you're crafting your speech, you really need to know how much time you have to speak. And you need to practice. Practice, practice, practice. Because how many times have we gone over time? I know I did it a few weeks ago. But I made the mistake of when I looked in my manual, I thought that I had 5 to 7 minutes. I only had 3 to 6. And I ended up going over time. So really pay attention and know how much time that you have, because it's so easy just to go on and on and on. So know your time. As I said before, most of our speeches are between 5 to 7 minutes. Some of them are between 8 to 10. Some keynote speakers, like George was talking about, are 1 hour and so many minutes. But here in Toastmasters, we're going to talk about a prop here. We have this timing device that we use. So for prepared speeches, there's three parts to our Toastmasters: our prepared speeches, our evaluations, and our table topics. And each of those parts have different timing. So our prepared speeches, as I said before, as I'm going on and on and on, is between 5 to 7 minutes. So we have a green light, we have a yellow light, and we have a red light. If you have 5 to 7 minutes, at 5 minutes the green light will come on. That tells you you've already met the required time. Once the yellow light hits at 6 minutes, that's a caution. That means, okay, you have a minute to wrap it up. You have a minute to get all of your points spoken. And at 7 minutes, the red light goes on. It says, you have 30 seconds to come up with a conclusion and wrap it up. Now, for evaluations, we come up here and we evaluate the speaker. And when we do that, we kind of formulate that in our head. Prepared speeches are a little bit different because we actually prepare for that time, for that 5 to 7 minutes. So evaluations are a little bit different and a little bit harder. So you have, for evaluations, you have 2 to 3 minutes to formulate a speech and to formulate a good evaluation to help the speaker improve. The green light comes on at 2 minutes. The yellow comes on at 2.5 minutes. And the red comes on at 3. And then you have 30 seconds to wrap that up as well. Table topics. You're given a topic. You have 1 to 2 minutes to speak on that topic. Again, you're formulating a speech in your head. Not easy to talk for between 1 to 2 minutes. Some people have a hard time even coming up with 30 seconds. I know I do sometimes. But for table topics, you have 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute is the green light. 1.5 is the yellow light. And 2 minutes is the red light. And then you have 30 seconds to wrap it up. Oh, and also, if you go over the 30 seconds, guess what? It beeps at you. And it's kind of an obnoxious beep. Again, remember and know what your time is. Always know, if you're given a speech out in the community, ask them, how much time do you want me to speak? Because what happens is if you get up there and you're speaking and you don't know, and you're speaking for 2 hours and people are going, when's this lady gonna shut up? Because I need to get out of here. Really know what your time is. So ask, always ask. But here at Toastmasters, in our manuals, it specifically tells us for that project. Either it's 5 to 7 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, or sometimes it's a little bit longer. But always know what your time is, because it's really important when you're crafting that speech. Mr. Toastmaster.